Hey, what's up, guys? This is MPFSU back with another update of the PS3 online big Dynasty. I'm going to get into this real quick, so check these things out and see where everybody's been going up to in this. I believe this is the 15th week. We're in the conference championships now, so the season's drawing to an end. We're just waiting for one more championship game before we advance to the bowl season. And look at the top 25. Boise State is number one. Looks like they're locked in for a national championship game. We're trying to see who's going to be in between Ohio State and LSU. So let's just check out and see what Ohio State's been doing. So far, they've won mostly all their games towards the end of the season. You see here they had a huge win at Illinois by 7. It was pretty close. Let's see, they beat Indiana soundly 59-31, and to finish the season off at Michigan, took 3 points, a field goal, to win that game. And now they are playing Nebraska in the Big Ten championship. So that's what's going on with Ohio State. Let's go with LSU, who has made a comeback since their loss against Florida. And see their loss against Florida there, but they've bounced back tremendously, going through their tough end of the schedule season. A really tight game against Bama. They were only able to edge that out through sheer will, I guess. Texas A&M, they did not have a problem. Actually, they beat them pretty easily, and they were the number one team, I believe, at the time. Arkansas, another ranked game. They were able to win this one to finish the season off by 7 points. And they're playing Florida in an SEC championship game. And Heavy should be streaming that game here shortly, so I'm going to be checking that out. So I'm trying to go ahead and get through this as quickly as I can so I can join the festivities of the stream, because that game is huge. All right. So let's go here. Let's see. We're in the hunt. We have a shot, but look as you see here, we did lose our conference championship game against Virginia Tech. Huge wins against Miami, Wake Forest, Syracuse. Then we totally destroyed Idaho, and a big win at Florida. I mean, this game was huge for our defense. Our defense played well. The defensive backs played out of their minds with 5 interceptions. And then we go into the ACC championship game, and we're upset by Virginia Tech. So let's move on. See here, Texas A&M is dropped. Alabama's still hanging around. Nebraska against Ohio State, they're the number 17. Florida here, also in the SEC championship, had a little light towards the end of the season. You know, they beat Vandy pretty easily. South Carolina, they beat them pretty good. Then, you know, North Carolina, and then a huge loss to Florida State at the Swamp. So not finishing well, so to speak, with 2 losses in the last, I guess, 6 weeks of the season, when they started the first half of the season undefeated. All right, so Cal is in the top 10. Would you look at that? Probably up for Coach of the Year. I mean, 10 wins straight. It took a lot of scoring for these guys to get here, but it looks like they do it. They have a huge win at Stanford, 58-20. See, at Colorado, and they pull off a lot of big wins down the stretch to go 10-2. And they have the Pac-12 championship against Arizona State. Oklahoma State, they're in the top 10, just closing it out. And a pretty sizable loss against Texas in overtime. It was a fumble towards the end of the game, and they weren't able to recover from that. And they lost in overtime, which I believe most likely cost them a shot at cost them winning the Big 12. They did destroy Oklahoma as well. Had a close game against Baylor, only won by 3 points, but they did put OU to rest pretty easily. So that's the top 10 there. Let's see who else we have. Okay, so Clemson finishing the season ranked 13. They are bowl eligible. 3 losses in the past 6 weeks, so they didn't close the season out very well. Close loss against Florida State, obviously there, and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech got them. The option is very hard to stop. Blowout win against FCS, and then a close victory towards the end of the season against South Carolina. So Clemson, we don't know where they're going for the bowls, but we'll kind of look and see where people are going in the bowl discussion here. So Oregon, they still finished up in the top 25, finished their season 9-3, closed the season out pretty strong with some good wins, only to be upset by Oregon State at the end of the season. That rivalry game kind of got them, but overall, a pretty interesting season for them. They definitely need to recruit some better defenders, but we'll see what happens for them moving forward. Now, let's see. Is Miami in here? No, so we'll look at them in the conference things. So let's go into the BCS, see where the BCS is at. So you have Boise, LSU, Ohio State. Then there's Florida State, which I probably won't be in the BCS since I lost. And the media poll has Boise State, LSU, and has me number 3. Oh, that is an interesting turn of events there. So media definitely was liking me better than Ohio State, but apparently I did not live up to the hype. All right. So it looks like it's really going to depend on if LSU can beat Florida. If LSU beats Florida, I think they are in. Or Ohio State could be in by beating number 7 Nebraska. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Both games are pretty closely related to each other as far as the rankings and the disparity between the two. So it's going to be interesting to see who can get in. All right. But Boise State is already in. So let's move forward, see what else we have here in the ESPN media stuff here. Conference standings. I'm not going to get into that since we're already in the conference games. We know who's in the title. Definitely want to check out Miami real quick and just let you guys know what they are doing or failed to do. They did finish 3rd in the ACC. Not the greatest finish that they probably expected coming into the season, but they did close out the season better than they started. They went looks like 4-2 in the last 6 games of the season versus 3-3 in the first game of the season, first 6 games of the season. So some nice wins. A loss at Duke that probably should not have happened, but it did. And beat Virginia, and then they completely destroyed Pitt. I mean, 87-14. Good Lord. But they are bowl eligible, so let's see. We'll see what bowl game they may be getting into here in a bit. Let's go. Let's see what is. All right, award finalists. Now this wasn't up in our last update, but this has been up in the past couple weeks. So as we see for the Maxwell, Braxton Miller is leading. You got Freeman down there, Mariota, Shelf is in there, but Maxwell looks like Braxton Miller may have this thing wrapped up. And the Water Camp is Braxton Miller again. And let's see, you have Jeremy Hill there. There's Devontae Freeman, Mariota, and Manziel in there as well. The Bednarik, Florida has 2 defensive players. They got Bullard, who's been like crazy with sacks all year, 9 sacks on the season, just ridiculous. And their middle linebacker, Antonio Morris, he has 80 tackles, 16 sacks, and an interception. So defense is playing well there. As well for the Nagurski, same thing. You got both of these 2 players. So either way, those trophies will probably reside in Florida. For the O'Brien, Klein, who's lit the nation on fire as a redshirt freshman, 5,000 yards passing, 55 touchdowns. They are truly at the air raid or the aerial attack of the spread, whichever you want to call it, is just bombs away for that team. And a good job to Zach Klein for being up for this award as a redshirt freshman. You got Shelf there in the back, and Manziel also coming in there as a 3rd. For the Walker, Devontae Freeman, he's leading the Walker. Had a great ending, end of the season run. Played very well for us, and so congratulations, good job. Hopefully he can win the award, but it's just great to be nominated. Jeremy Hill there second, and then we have Matt Jones, who's also has a mention there at third. So the Bolitkoff, Sammy Watkins in beast mode, did a very good job this season. 2,000 yards, 111 receptions, and 14 touchdowns. So you know who Taj Boyd's favorite target was. And then also as well, we have Odell Beckham. So LSU is not only running the ball, but they also can throw it too. And Odell Beckham was Mettenberger's favorite target this season, as you probably saw in a few of the highlights. 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. Then we have Dwayne Stafford for Oregon. He did pretty good at wide receiver as a sophomore. Had 13 touchdowns, only 653 yards, but a lot of TDs. So this dude just scores touchdowns apparently. All right. So Mackey, we got Seckinger from Clemson, who's leading in that. Outland, Matthews from Texas A&M. You got Stork is up there too for the Outland. Remedy, the Stork, he ate pancakes. I guess that's good enough for him to be the best center in the nation. You got Lindsey from Ohio State, second, and then Miller third from Virginia Tech. The Lombardi is Bullard again. He's probably gonna take away a lot of hardware this season. And then best linebacker, you got Antonio Morrison, Spencer Shuey. He jumps in here from Clemson. Actually, Clemson, I guess, could play a little bit of defense apparently. 76 tackles, three sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and a touchdown. For the third Thorpe, which is a coveted award, I mean, we have 3 Cal players up in this award. That is just ridiculous of these guys being here. But looks like they're registering sacks, interceptions. Looks like, yeah, Coach J. Will has these guys playing up to par. So, but not enough to surpass games, it seems. Let's not even go into kickers or punters. The best return guys here is DeAnthony Thomas. Yes, DeAnthony Thomas. Then you have Brendan Bigelow as up there as well, and you got also Desmond Rowland and Andre DuBois, and Whitfield is in there too. So a lot of awards there going to go around for a lot of talented players. Great job, guys. So let's see. I'm not gonna go with players of the week this week. We're all gonna look at bold projections. Just want to see where the users are going. Don't really want to get into a lot of different things here. Let's see. So try to see if they let me see the users here. All right. So currently in Clemson is projected to go to the Russell Athletic Bowl to face Notre Dame, who is 7-5. That should be an interesting matchup for Clemson. And let's see. So moving forward, we got Oregon and the Alamo Bowl against TCU. That should be an interesting matchup. Decent defense against heavy offense. Should be looking forward to seeing that. Let's see. We got Ole Miss against Miami in the Music City Bowl. Miami made it. They bowl eligible, so they're projected to be in the Music City Bowl against Ole Miss. Okay, so let's see. Chick-fil-A, South Carolina versus V-Tech. I don't think that's going to be the case. If they beat me, they are going to be in the BCS. I may be in the Chick-fil-A Bowl, which would be sad if I have to play South Carolina, but it is what it is. Got to take your losses with a lump. All right, let's see. Let's see. Texas A&M, Alabama. And so we got Ohio State versus Cal, a rematch from early in the year. Ohio State may be in the championship game. Who knows what's going to happen but Cal looks like they're a lock probably for the Rose Bowl because I believe they won their championship against Arizona. Let's see. Texas and Louisville in the Fiesta Bowl. Are you kidding me? Whatever. All right. Hopefully Somebody will be able to supplant those guys. Look at this. Florida against Oklahoma State in the Sugar Bowl. That's a huge matchup right there. We'll have to see what happens with that. If that takes place, but Oklahoma State has already finished their season, but Florida still has to beat LSU to have a shot at the bowl game. All right, so let's see. They have me slated for the Orange Bowl, but I have lost, so I don't know where I'm going to fall. Hopefully, I still can fall into a BCS. Looks like Texas can get in one of they're already locked in, I guess, at 14. So hopefully, I don't fall too far, so I can get into a BCS still, along with Virginia Tech. Let's see. And last we have LSU against Boise State for the national championship. That's projection right now. See if LSU can beat Florida. I'm gonna be checking that out pretty soon. Let's see. So that is that, and I appreciate you guys checking this out. If you like this content, please subscribe to my channel. Like and share this update, as the next one will be about the bowl games. I will make sure I get that up this evening as well. I'll make sure I record it this evening, so we'll have that as soon as the LSU Florida game is over. So I'm heading over to watch that on the stream. I'll check you guys out later. Peace.